Okay, this is Brian Young again, and this is basically a first generation SCX car. If you notice the struts, the three-prong front, I guess those are struts, maybe they're rack and pinion or just mounting. You notice they have the spring on them. The first generation had the spring. Well, then they got rid of the spring and it was just a three-prong strut, and basically just pop out like this. Okay, see how that comes off like that, and then you just click it back in here like this, and then you're going to stick in one side like this. Okay, so I got one side in. I got to get that in there first. There we go. Alright, and then I'm going to push in on that a little bit so that it snaps right in there, okay? And that's your three-prong strut or mount basically for your front tires on your older car. These are the older analog cars. Or not older, but these are the first generation NASCARs. And then we went with the COT cars, which is kind of similar to this Ferrari FXX where the tires just click in. You see that little mount there? See how that just clicks right in? Just going to click in there like this. I mean, you should take your cars completely. If I watched my other video about stripping a car down, you know, strip all your cars down so they're nothing. I mean, just take them all down like this. You know, take it down to nothing so it's just a chassis. Okay? You'll have a lot more fun with your system. Now, another reason why a car might not change lane is this little armature. You see that little armature right there on the chip? And then there's a little plate there. Well, number one, that plate might be missing. Always make sure your plates are there. Sometimes those can get on the track and melt your track, so you always want to make sure that's attached to all your chips. But this armature, you know, these little chips, you know, they make thousands of these at a time, okay? And so some of them might just be bad. If you need new ones, just email me and I'll send you a new chip if you think that's what it is. The best way to find out if a car is malfunctioning is swap it with a car that's not having problems. Swatch that chip out, okay? And you'll know, okay? Now, one key thing is that if you see your fuel monitor, these things right here, if you switch your lane and you see those dim and then come back up, they don't completely go up, but dim with a specific car switching at a switched area right here, okay, that is a bad chip, and you'll want to replace that chip, okay? But, you know, you just snap that after you're done. You just snap everything right back in. Fortunately, I don't have an ARS for that car because I had to send it to somebody. But that is basically the anatomy of a car. I'm trying to think. Here's the ARS. Here's a car without an ARS. Okay, so you see this front end here, and then your ARS goes on in from the inside. So you want to get it looped around because there's a little metal bar on it. See that little metal bar? Okay, well that is going to go, you're going to put that right here. You're going to snap that in. Now we need to get the metal bar on both sides of the, right here and right here. So we want to center that. See how that one's already over there? So I'm going to lift this up like this. Okay, and then I'm going to slide it over top of that. There. See that? How I got that in there now? See how that's centered? Seeing how it's going to turn, watch. If I turn it to the left, to the right, that's what centers your guide pin. Now, sometimes guys will say, well, my guide pin, you know, I put it in there, it won't stand. Well, here's why. Look, here's one without an ARS. Watch what happens when I put this guide pin in. Look, there's no room for it. It's just going to come out again. That's because the ARS holds the guide pin in. Okay? So, you want to make sure that your ARS hasn't come out. Sometimes because you're pushing from this side to put the guide pin in, sometimes this will pop out. Okay, see how I almost pushed that out? See that, how it's almost coming out? Why? Let's see if I get it. See that? I just popped the ARS by putting the guide pin in. Okay, well that ain't gonna work, or that is not gonna work. My mom would not like ain't. I ain't gonna do that. Well, you better do it or you ain't going to go out tonight. Okay, so see now how your guide pin now is staying in there? Okay, and that's because of the ARS. Right now we have 3 of them. I'll be putting that on my new order form hopefully when my new parts come in. we'll get those listed for you, okay? I just found this stuff. It's called Extreme Goo Gone Remover. And again, this is great for cleaning brushes. Just a little bit of that on your brushes. Okay, and we're gonna see how much grime comes off. Wow, look at that. Okay, so we're cleaning these brushes up. Okay. All right, so that's what you want to do, is you want to clean your brushes so they're nice and flat. You know, sooner or later they just get worn. And this is another thing that gets worn, these two little clips. See these two little plastic? Let me point to them. This right here, and right there. Sometimes these will get worn to the point where they're just no good anymore. Or the spring unit is no good. Okay? These, look at them. They're very small plastic. It takes a lot to manufacture these. Sometimes they're just bad. Okay? Alright? Let's see, what else did I want to make sure I covered on these videos? We're going to be doing a bunch more videos. I had a guy send me in a request. Where is that? I had a guy send me in a request for some videos. Visit, let's see, here's some in mine. Visit a good track plug and explain various racing rules. Not the pro racers, just some family having fun. That's a good idea. I can do that. Tech videos on the lights on the cars. Okay, that's a good one. All right. The lights from the cars are coming from these two prongs. You see these two prongs right there from the lights on the cars? I can do this one quickly. If you take this car and set it at the right angle to get those prongs to touch the lanes on the track, your lights will come on, all right? Because there's always power to the track. Now, you'll know if the lights are no good if you have because what you're doing is you're just giving it a direct feed to the motor. Right there. See how the lights came on? All right, see how the lights are on? Let me zoom in here. See that? We know the lights are working, okay? So that when you put it back on the chassis, okay, so we're going to put the chip back in. All right, I'm sorry. Guys are saying, well, I can't see what he's doing. Dang it. Well, all right, calm down. I want to thank everybody for your support. All right, now that motor, we're going to put that motor, see the little prongs? Make sure your prongs are touching your chip. Okay, so we're going to get that in like that. Okay, now you want to make sure, because see, this here is where the prongs on your body are going to make the lights connect. And that's why you have to make sure those are bent down, okay, far enough to where they're going to make good contact when you screw it back in, okay? But the way to find out if your lights are working is put them on the track just right to see if the lights come on. You'll see them come on. You'll know all the lights are still working. You just got to mount it correctly, okay? Let's see, tweaking the car, aftermath parts. There are lots of parts and accessories that you can buy online to advance your cars. You can buy extra tires. You can buy extra motors, okay, that you can mount yourself. You can buy motors and replace them here, and you can direct wire them to your chip. Of course, you'll have to unsolder every time your chip goes bad. You can get silicone tires. You know, other companies make tires. We have a crown and a pinion kit that you can get in our Pro Series. Some of those will work on our cars, but just keeping your cars clean and well maintenance, you know, they'll last a while, but keep them clean. You know, your braids, your guide braids, and you'll have a lot of fun racing. Okay, have a great day. Bye.